Skidthany Mark Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for the latest installment of the YUNOREVIEW, where in brief, I deliver a series of very badly shot and edited and conceived Twitter videos that were originally posted up on Twitter, at the needle drop, show that at. Thank you very much. And I'm now posting these over on Instagram too. Instagram, ya boy, Fantano. Cool, cool. Now I'm just gonna basically show you guys all these videos in succession. These videos that I wanted to mention, wanted to give a little bit of a nod to, but I didn't get a chance to do a full length sort of standalone video on them. So you know, this is me kind of like throwing a little bone, you know, being like, hey, this is sort of what I thought about it, and I don't think I have anything else to say about it other than that. Maybe check at the end of this video for a playlist of my other YUNOREVIEW videos. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Let's go. I honestly cannot wait until this alternative, weird, dark R&B sound goes out of style and just dies, so that the people who continue making R&B are the artists who are actually good at it and have passion for the genre and are not just working a bunch of trendy cliches into their music to catch the ears of contemporary pop listeners. It's fine. You know, it's fine. Nothing really wrong with it or anything. It's fine. Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's completely fine. Holy shit. I mean, I didn't anticipate this album to be probably Troy Ave's best. I mean, Troy Ave on this thing, he is going in on these instrumentals. I mean, you've never heard him. Just kidding, it's trash. I don't wanna, no. Given that I do like some of Aimee's earlier material, I was kind of curious as to how this new album was going to pan out, but it's, I don't know, it's just so one-dimensional in my opinion. It's pleasant, it's sweet on the ears, some of her lyrics are kind of interesting, but, you know, it's just kind of like nice, friendly lady plays very nice, kind of folky acoustic music it doesn't even kind of have a rootsy or rustic tone to it. It's just very, very easygoing. I would say it's bland, but like not necessarily in an insulting way. It's like bland for the sake of just being very breezy and very I guess calming and very soothing. I will say that about it. It's soothing. It's just that when I'm done listening to it, I can barely recollect any of it. I personally am surprised because this Oliver Francis album, this is exactly the type of slickly produced, atmospheric, super melodic, not a care in the world, sad, sing-songy white boy trap that I usually outright detest and avoid at all costs. But this is actually not bad. This is like very listenable, pretty, just very easygoing, relaxing album. Found a lot of good things about it. You know, I could see Young Lean fans really getting into this. This is actually what the quality level of performance and production and just, I don't know, coherence that I would love for, you know, people sort of affiliated with the whole Sad Boys movement to be bringing to the table. It's often the fact that they sound so sloppy and off the cuff and totally just like on another fucking planet that makes me so eager to tune out of their music and go listen to something else. Oliver Francis actually sounds focused on a track, you know, as you know, kind of cool and sort of natural. He does sound on a song though. He doesn't come off like a guy who sounds like he's trying too hard. I digress. if anything I've said so far interests you, listen to this. Hey, you got your pop in my punk. Oh yeah, well you got your punk in my pop, buddy. Oh yeah, well you got your punk in my goth. I don't like this very much. Unfortunately, this is just kind of one of those EPs where it's just a what sounds like a lot of stuff from the cutting room floor of the album that preceded it. I mean, if you are a diehard fan, this is certainly worth checking out. But in my opinion, there are a lot of very underwhelming, spacey cuts on here. Then there are other tracks that are a little more bold in your face, but kind of experimental. The beats being weirdly mixed, kind of demo quality, and some of the more experimental elements of them being somewhat ill-conceived. Again, it just feels like tracks that were not completely groomed, not fully finished, but there's certainly like some interesting ideas there, ideas that were worth stringing together into a post-album EP. So, you know, if you're looking for some experimental, out there, odd art pop, and you don't mind it being kind of rough around the edges, give this thing a shot. And please give Anohni's latest album a listen as well, because that was pretty good. Oh, it's just so fantastically okay. And that's really all you can say about it. It's just so amazingly okay. This is, in a lot of ways, this is just so average for the chef, you know? And G-Eazy is on the thing. Why? Oh, this was so muddy to me. God, the production leaves so much to be desired on this record. I really liked Artificial Brain's last album, but this album just really fell off for me. The technical blackened death metal sounds of the band just do not translate through this mess of a mix. And I'm not really enjoying the change up in the vocals either. The vocals, in comparison with the last record, now they sound like I'm listening to pitch-adjusted pig squeals getting flushed down a toilet. Not a good sound. I mean, the guitar playing, the drums, the technicality of the performances sounds really good, really tight, really amazing. But the vocals, the recording, it's all just so... Oof. Beep, beep, beep. Rock fans take notice. Beep, 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 beep. I gotta give it to White Reaper on this one. I think they really improved their sound on this record. This is a pretty solid, I'll say very solid, power pop record with some anthemic lead guitars and like some cool solos too. Like they kind of brought it back to an old school radio rock sound. It's got a bit of a classic rock vibe, but they keep that garage punk attitude that their music has always had. There's just so much more detail and I think personality on what they're doing here. Personally, I think the vocals are still, you know, they leave a bit to be desired. They're not that distinct. They're not that memorable. And for the most part, they kind of just kind of fit as a placeholder because over this kind of music, you should have some vocals. But as far as the hook writing, the guitar work, some of the drums on here too, because there's some great drum beats, especially kind of the fills that bring us from one passage of the song to the next. There's a lot of good things on this album. You know, it's obviously not the band reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but I find what they're doing here far more interesting than anything they've done thus far. And, you know, with the album just being around a half an hour or so, it's like a no-brainer. It's pretty breezy, fun, catchy little listen. So definitely don't let this album slip by you if you're into classic rock, if you're into garage punk, if you're into power pop. Don't let it slip by you. Don't. The nostalgia. The nostalgia. Oh, my friends used to really like this band in high school, and I thought they were decent, but I was never a huge fan, and this new album isn't exactly rekindling my casual interest in them. Honestly, I don't really get the extreme hate that this record is getting so far from some people who I've seen on the internet. I mean, it's definitely not as underwhelming, in my opinion, as their last record. If anything, they kind of went back to the somewhat dancier, more lively, but very cool and sensual sound of Ritual Union, and I like that album quite a bit. But I will admit, it does sound like Little Dragon are kind of striving for a direction to go in. They're kind of spinning their wheels in the mud a little bit on this record. Everything on this album I feel like I've heard them do before, or do before a little better. You know, with the exception of maybe tracks like Sweet, for example, which I really liked. Yeah, I mean, this just didn't really feel like anything new or exciting for Little Dragon. I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping for something a little bit more innovative on the next album. I don't know. Outside of a couple tracks where it seems like Tennis is delivering some more interesting than usual lyrics, this is really the same kind of sickeningly sweet nostalgia that has turned me off of a lot of their past records too, with a lot of the songwriting just being so substanceless and boring. You know, it's kind of like a fake Polaroid, or one of those guitars that are road worn. Like, they're not an old guitar, but it's sort of like, you know, aesthetically fucked with to sort of make it look like it's old. It's kind of a lie. But anyway, yeah, it's what am I even saying?
That was bad. That was below me. That was below you. You deserve better.
Heavy metal renditions of multiple classics from the Disney musical catalog? Why not? Why the fuck not? It's more entertaining than the Ed Sheeran album. It's more entertaining than More Life. Unless you'd rather listen to Drake go, Lord of mercy, ha. You know, I was really looking forward to this thing, and I just did not end up liking it. I revisited this thing again and again and again, and now I feel like I'm past the point where a review of this would even be timely. It's an okay tape. There are elements of it that I enjoy, but I mean, this is a real departure from what sort of made this band so interesting in the first place, in my opinion. I mean, not that I think they should totally trash the direction they move in here. You know, I think they're doing some really interesting fusions of experimental music and hip-hop and noise and rock and punk. It's crazy what they're doing in some respects, but then again, like, this tape is super lo-fi. And it's not so much lo-fi in the way that I enjoy with other artists, where they really kind of use the genre, they use the style to kind of explore alternative and different sounds that you usually don't hear on a record. Rather, this just sounds like it was recorded badly, especially with the vocals. A lot of the vocals are mixed completely out of whack with the instrumentals and are just like super clipping, over-modulated, distorted, just like shrill. It's awful. But the handful of tracks on here that are great, the one featuring Denzel Curry, for example, serious highlights on this thing. You know, I'm going to continue to keep tabs on Show Me the Body, because I do think they are doing some stuff that no other group out there, no other band out there is doing. And that in and of itself makes them at least worth, you know, being curious about. This to me just kind of felt like it was just like a lot of caution thrown to the wind. It does kind of make the tape exciting, but I don't really feel the need to return because it's just such a mess. Zishin, thanks for watching this video. Other videos next to my head that I think you should check out. Subscribe to the channel, official website too. Yeah! Eat your fruits and veggies, stay hydrated, and stop wearing tie-dye hoodies. Forever.